All right, today we're going to do some in-context learning or passion-based learning, which there's a big difference between interest-led learning and purpose-based learning. So our goal for education is to have purpose-based learning where all of the things that we learn are to serve a real purpose, and that purpose is like what each child was built to do, like their life mission, right? So that's the real purpose-based education. But when they're little and they're just exploring their interests, you can do interest-based learning where you use their questions and what they're interested in to help them gain some really valuable skills, like reading. So today, my little boy's gonna help us. Everett has asked me a question, and so we're gonna use that question, that interest, to learn some new letter teams. All right, so Everett already knows consonants and short vowels, and he's working on some two-letter phonograms and some vowel teams. So he's a great little reader, and he loves reading, right? So we are going to show you how we learn new things. Instead of flashcards and memorization and repetition and tests, we do this instead. It's way more fun. Okay, so Everett, tell me what your question was. Do you remember? You told me a minute ago.
How your brain thinks.
Right, how does my brain think? Good. Okay, that's such a good question. So Everett's, we're going to figure out how to write this sentence, and then he gets to copy it into the iPad to search for the answer to his question. So his reward,
Just get an iPad.
okay, sounds good. Yeah, he likes to use the iPad. So he is we'll get it all figured out together, and we'll learn some new things, and then he'll copy those things perfectly into the iPad, because if you type it in wrong, right, you don't get the answer to your question. So here we go. What is the first sound? What's the first word of your question?
I don't know.
Think about it. How does my brain work? What's the first word?
W-R?
Just tell me the word. How, right? How. Okay, so what's the first sound you hear in the word? How. H. Okay, I'm going to write an H. Okay, so it's okay, and then what's the next sound you hear?
A?
A? A?
Ah.
Ow. Right? So what?
Right.
Yeah.
W-O.
W-O. It's O-W, right? We're going to use this letter team.
Yeah.
O-W. And which word does how rhyme with? Does it rhyme with cow or does it rhyme with bow?
Cow.
Cow, right. So we're going to use this team, O-W, and it's going to rhyme with cow. How. There's our first word. How does, what's the first sound you hear in does?
D.
D. Okay, great. Love it. And does is kind of a tricker word. We're sometimes, oh, and you know what I forgot to do? We're going to keep track of all the new letter teams we learn just in this one little sentence right up here. So we learned O-W. Okay? So the next word is does. And does is kind of, some people teach it as a sight word. There's some other rules you can learn that make it not a sight word, which is great. We'll probably do that when you're older. But right now we're just going to learn this.
So, look like a D to me.
Oh, sorry, you want me to be more careful. Is that better?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then what do you hear in the end of does?
Oh, S.
An S. You know that S, let's see. S makes two sounds, right? Sandwich and zzz. And you know that it goes at the end of words usually after a vowel, makes a Z sound. How does, what's the next word? There's no E this time. How does my, what's the next sound you hear? My.
M.
Good. How does, and then what's the next sound you hear?
I.
Can you imagine if Everett was trying to sit at like a desk and like wiggling, you know, he'd get in so much trouble. Yeah, it's the long I sound. I, right? So what can we put at the end of a short word that says the long I sound? Remember?
Magic-y.
Not magic-y, it's another tricker. What do you think says the long I sound? Just guess. I, yeah, I can totally say the long I sound. This is a tricky word. I, right? So we're going to learn Yep, Y, right? So we're going to learn that Y at the end of a one-syllable word says the long I sound, right? So, you're so cute, Everett. Okay, so now we've learned OW. We've
The
learned,
crystal picture.
you can either teach this as a sight word, so you can either say that you learned a sight word, does, which,
Yeah. The crystal reminds me when we were in California and we went through the tunnel. There was crystals in the tunnel.
yeah, I love that story, huh? Okay, and then we learned S says Z, okay? And then we learned Y says the long I sound at the end of a one-syllable word. We're on fire. How does my, what's the next word? It lives in your head.
Say that word that is.
You want
Say
some
my
help?
question.
Say your question. Okay. How does my brain B? Okay, good. B. And then what's the next sound you hear? B. Er. So what do I write for
Oh,
I can't hear you when you have your hands in your mouth.
I said R.
But I can't understand you because you have your hands in your mouth. Okay. All right. You're good. B. R. What's the next sound?
A.
A. Well, the long A sound. Do you remember what team says A in the middle of a word? No? Do you want the picture? So we need A, I, or A, Y, right? So which one do we use in the middle?
A-I.
A-I in the middle of words. So we're going to use A-I. What's the last sound in brain? N, yeah. How does my brain, what's the last word in your question?
W.
W. Think.
S-A.
S-H? That would say shink.
Ah.
What team says
S. Wait.
not S-H?
T-A.
T-H, right. So we're going to write T-H, and then we're going to review that. T-H has two sounds, a noisy sound and a quiet sound. They and, hey, this is our word,
They
think.
think.
So is think loud or quiet? Can you hear your throat? Think. It's a quiet T-H, right? There's the noisy one, yep. Okay, what's I? I? What's the next sound? I.
I don't know what's.
You don't know what it says in? Yes,
Eh.
yes, you do. And what's the last sound we're almost done?
Okay.
What
See?
letter? What other letter says K?
K.
K. There you go. How does my brain think?
How can there be two letters that say?
They just do. There's two of them, huh? So now we learned OW, does as a sight word, or you can teach that O has more than one sound. So this would be like in love, to us.
Okay.
And then Z for the S, Y. We learned AI. Oh, yep. And then we learned TH. The quiet TH. So we learned all of these things just by asking a question. So now he gets to type his question into the iPad and watch a little show that he finds about how does my brain think.
Ah.